2020 is a strange year. We all know that by now. My country was one of the first to be affected by the virus. Here, it's normal to have large families with grandparents and great-grandparents. So, we were all a little scared for our older relatives. My father works and lives on the other side of the country since I was 8, over 1,400 kilometers away from here. And my mother works in a big city, at like 3 hours distance by train, so she often stays there for the night, having her sister living near her office. I'm telling you this to let you know that I'm pretty used to being alone, and I don't mind it. Of course, I'm not really alone, having my dog and lots of online friends. But the point is that quarantine and isolation at the start of the year weren't really important to me. I had more time studying and focusing on my hobbies. I even spent my birthday painting alone this year, as my mother was still away for work. Then, the first quarantine passed, and everything started returning to normal. Or at least, that was what everyone thought. Eventually, we all returned going out with friends and families. Weeks passed, and the news of a second wave of infection spread faster than anyone could imagine. In no time, we were all under complete lockdown. My country used a strange system, dividing the territory in zones with different colors. Each color indicated a different severity of the contagion: yellow, orange, and red. I stared confused at the newspaper when the first page title said, "Region in Black Zone." I looked online searching for some explanation, but nothing was found. All I could find were the dates and statistics for the infections all over the world, but nothing from my area. My mother called at noon, telling me that she still had to work, and that with the new national decree, she could not return home, so she had to stay with my aunt. I didn't mind that. I like being alone, but I felt sorry for her having to stay away from home for God knows how much time. As the day passed, I looked for how much food I had. Lucky me, I did shopping the day before, and that wouldn't be a problem either, as my mother leaves me money before going to work, in case I need them. As I was looking with resignation my SCA equipment, for the folks out there that don't know what SCA is, it is Armored Combat Sport, keeping it short. I dress as an idiot with metal armor and fight with other idiots like me, using swords and stuff. Yeah, it helps with my stress, as I realized that full contact sports would be surely prohibited in this situation. Then I got a message on a text that our mayor used to send official information. Yes, I know, it sounds strange, but in small towns like mine, it's not that strange. Black Zone, what you need to know. Number 1, every movement outside the zone is completely prohibited. Number 2, every movement inside the zone is prohibited, with the exception of basic needs, food and water. Number 3, stores will be closed. Only selected supermarkets will give access to their storage. Number 4, every group of people exceeding 2 individuals outside house will be treated by authorities. Number 5, it's strictly forbidden to offer aid to people asking for any kind of help, even if it's in the middle of the night. The last phrase gave me goosebumps. It felt immediately like something was off. I called my mother, asking her if she read something about this Black Zone thing, but she didn't know anything, and even told me that maybe the mayor had made a mistake. We ended the call, and I was freaking out. Now completely resigned with the situation, I called my friend Alex, and we passed the rest of the afternoon playing online. When the time for dinner came, as my stomach screamed, asking to be filled, I left some pre-cooked stuff in the microwave and went outside with my dog. After all, Black Zone or not, he had to piss. Screw the mayor. My neighborhood is pretty quiet, and the lockdown gave it an even bigger sense of emptiness. Cold and hungry, I wasn't even in the mood for playing with my buddy, as he was looking at me with his dumb happy face, wagging his tail. Sorry, not this time. But as I was petting him on the head, he started growling behind me, and his fur started to stand up. He does that only when he sees another male dog that he hates, his expression full of rage and fear. As he started to walk slowly away from me, I immediately turned, expecting another owner with his dog, but with my surprise, standing in the middle of the road, there was a man, completely still. I shook my head. As creepy as that man seemed, there wasn't anything that could make my dog that angry and scared like that. Like his fight or flee instinct had kicked in. What the fuck, Howard? Calm. We're going home. I turned again back to the man. I'm sorry, I don't know what got to him. He's not dangerous, I swear. Then I noticed that he was now on my side of the sidewalk. He had moved towards me, but now he was standing still, not a muscle moving. My heart started pumping like an engine, as I was now slowly starting to see his face. What startled me wasn't the fact that he didn't wear any mask. The darkness of the street didn't let me notice that before, but now, as we were both under the streetlights, I could see. His whole face was twisted, as he was feeling the strongest pain possible, but as his body was completely still, like frozen in time. His blood-stained eyes were staring at me, and dark tears crossed his cheeks. I didn't know what was wrong with him, but sure as death, he was sick. Given the situation, I started walking away. Don't come near me, please. I think you need a doctor. Then, as the light twitched, in that small fraction of time, he moved again towards me. My dog started barking, having not stopped for a single moment, growling at the man. I'm not an idiot, I know. When I'm in a dangerous situation and my 50-pound dog was scared, maybe I should be too. So I started running. I ran as fast as I could, and my dog followed without hesitation. As I was running, I took my house key from my pocket and immediately opened the door of my building as I reached it. I closed it behind me, falling on the ground, trying to recover from the run. I smiled at Howard, satisfied from probably escaping an aggression from some kind of sick homeless man. Then he started growling again at the door behind me. I slowly got up, hoping that he was just barking at a damn cat or something, but as I turned, I could see him through the glass, the dark silhouette of the man in the middle of the street. I could feel him staring at my soul with his bloody eyes. I of course ran again, climbing the stone-cold stairs of my building, and finally entering my house. I didn't feel safe until my dog stopped growling and pushed his snout on my face. When I finally sat on my couch, I took my phone and called Alex. What, dude? I hope it's important. I'm in the middle of a game. Yeah, I think some crackhead just stalked me. What? I swear, Alex, he was standing in the middle of the road. He was probably sick, like really sick. I didn't ever see him move, but when I wasn't looking at him, he was always closer. Yeah, sure. What the fuck? Come on, Dave, you said it was important. Dude, I'm not joking. Alright. Then his doorbell rang. Hold up. I waited, muttering about what just happened, and that one of my best friends wouldn't believe me, until I heard him again. What the hell? He spoke again through the phone. What? There's a man standing still outside my door. The call died after that. No signal. I tried texting Alex and even messaging him on social media, but that didn't work. I closed all the windows, checked the door 5 times, and every minute I looked at my phone, waiting for the signal to come back. I'm too afraid to look outside. I just hope the internet will remain and that Alex is still alright. I surely won't sleep tonight, at least not until the man in the streets stops crying for help.